Let's say you're having a dinner party. Who do you want to invite over? Fear or love? Dude, what kind of question is that? Well, I've got a really good reason why I'm asking this. We're going to paint a little bit of a metaphoric picture for you to show you how you can totally change your life by changing what it is that you are inviting into your life. Come on, my friend, let's dig into the soil of this together. Welcome to you. My name is D. Grant Smith, and I am the growth farmer for personal development through the lens, of spirituality and storytelling. Here on this channel, we take a look at the process of becoming the best version of ourselves and do that by growing love from within our inner garden of the mind and the heart. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. If you are not familiar with me already, I live by a principle that I also teach and talk about. It's called growth farming, and that is becoming the best version of ourselves on a day by day by day basis, the same way that you work in a garden to grow crops, to grow plants and flowers that you want to harvest and experience the fullness of the fruit of. So when we are practicing growing in love, we're growing love in ourselves, and then that becomes what it is that we harvest with our lives through our actions, attitudes, and behaviors. And so much of what we produce, if not all of what we produce with our lives, is the product of what is actually inside of us. And that is our consciousness, our thoughts, our beliefs, and our feelings. So let me go back to the original question that I asked you at the start of this video. Who are you inviting over for dinner? Fear or love? This is an outside of the box approach to the way we go about becoming the best version of ourselves and do personal development. My guess is that you want to experience more happiness, more peace, more harmony in your relationships, right? Dude, of course you want to do that. Why would you not want to do that? Okay, cool. Well, then here's some very practical and simple insights for you. Where is it that fear and its buddies reside? I'm talking about all that negative crap that really makes life difficult, challenging, and totally sucks to experience, such as worry, doubt, anxiety, anger, animosity, bitterness, resentment, pessimism. These are just a few, and they're all cousins of fear, and they move around a lot. Fear and its homies are looking for a place to rest, a place to squat, for lack of a better term, to take residence in and eventually take over and rule. And where do they try to do that? Inside here. And when fear hits you hard, where is it hitting you? Right in here. Takes over your mind like a hostile takeover, infiltrating into all of your thought places, all of the sacred spots inside you where you want to have happiness and you want to have peace. And now, kind of like it's been infiltrated by an enemy army, everything's held at gunpoint and everything's afraid. Everything inside of you, that is. And yes, there might be external circumstances that cause you to believe that the fear-based thoughts are real and that they are what is true. But that doesn't mean that that fear exists actually outside of you, because the situation itself is neutral. The meaning that you give to it is the meaning that you give to it. And when fear is running the show, the meaning you give to something that's fear-based, that fear takes over, and now that fear has residence inside of you. But what if you flip the script for just a second? Where is it that love lives? That's right in here. And also in here when you welcome it. What are the cousins or homies of love? Here's a couple: joy, peace, confidence, patience, kindness, goodness, happiness, generosity, blessings, all related to love. And love, my friend, is your natural state. You were born in love. When you incarnated into existence, when you were a fetus in your mother's womb, love was inside of you. It is your divine essence. It is who you are. And love lives not just in your heart, but all throughout your body, whether you're aware of it or not. Fear didn't come along into your life until you experienced something that was the opposite of love. And then, likely, when you're a child and you don't know any different because you're only used to one thing, when fear comes along, it's like, okay, well, what is this? And then fear starts to take residence. But fear is the outsider, not love. Because love lives inside of you, love dwells within you, love is your divine essence, and love is who you are. Love is at home with you. The Heart Math Institute has shown that the heart emits an energy frequency that is not one, not two, not three or four, but 5,000 times as powerful as the energy frequency of the mind. Now, if you've studied anything about neuroscience, you know that the mind and our thoughts emit an energy frequency. And that energy frequency does have influence on the world around us. But if the heart is emitting an energy frequency that is 5,000 times as powerful, think about the power of love over the power of anything that is not love. Love doesn't just trump fear. Love, it's Superman versus an ant. Like, what's the point? So while fear in the mind can produce negative impacts and negative influences and negative results in our lives because the thoughts that we have do have power, the love that lives inside of you easily overpowers that when you shift your focus and your energy towards it. So, when I began this video, I asked you a question that didn't seem to fit necessarily in what we've been talking about now, but now I'm going to bring it back and we're going to play around with a story for just a moment. Let's look at this from a metaphoric perspective. Think about it as having a dinner party. Now, I love having dinner parties. One of my favorite things in the whole world. I like having sometimes up to about 12 people over. I usually make the dinner. My friends bring the sides and the drinks. And I have a pretty big kitchen. We sit at 2 different tables. We have lots of conversations. We enjoy ourselves. It's a wonderful experience. But because I love my home, because this is my inner sanctuary, this is a sacred place for me where I not only live, but I also work. The energy that I bring into my home is something I'm very cautious and protective of. So I am very particular about the people that I invite over to my dinner parties. Your home also is a place of safety, comfort, and specialty for you. Chances are you're not bringing Unabombers and people that are known for blowing stuff up and creating all kinds of chaos all throughout society. You're probably not going to bring those people over unless you're not one of those people. I'm not even going to go there. So, when you invite a group of friends over for a dinner party, it's likely that you are also, like me, selective about who gets that invitation. So if there's an angry, violent, aggressive, abusive person that you know, they're not coming to your house, are they? Because the sanctuary of your home is such a high priority for you. So think about it like this. Treat your mind as a perpetual dinner party. Who are you inviting into your mind? What kinds of thoughts are you allowing to stay in your mind and be welcome? And what kind of thoughts need to see their way out, especially if they're not harmonious with happiness, joy, peace, and love? Welcome happy, harmonious, joyful, healthy thoughts into your mind. Entertain them, encourage them, engage with them, and use your imagination to conjure up all kinds of wonderful, awesome scenes where you can see yourself living out those happy thoughts and states of consciousness. And in doing so, what you're doing is the energy frequency creating them, because consciousness does create reality. Now, bring love into this picture. Since love is the thoughts that you're thinking, allow your heart to feel that love. Because again, 5,000 times the power, but you're bringing the mind and the heart to the same dinner party, massively awesome things are taking place. It amplifies the power of them. Because, as Neville Goddard said, the feeling is the secret. When you entertain fear, the feelings of fear come in, and they can wreak shop on your inner world. So shift out of that. That's not always easy. I do recognize that. I've got fearful thoughts that come into my head too. past memories, things that are going on in my life that I don't necessarily like, but I have to practice and get into the diligence and the practice of being aware. I mentioned in a previous video about how when we observe our thoughts, instead of actively engage with them, especially if they're things that we don't like, we are removing the power from those thoughts and they will see themselves out. When we become more of the observer of what's going on inside of us and we become more selective about what we entertain, we are being a good host for our mind, heart, and body, and our spirit. Our inner garden is more safe. And this is the practice that we do. So, when you find yourself dealing with fear or any of its nasty cousins, don't let it set up shop and set up house inside of your mind. Awareness is 90% of the transformation process. So see it, observe it, and if it's not what you want, shift your focus to something else. The fear will see itself out, especially when you shift your focus over into love. If you're on board with this and you want to be more selective about who you bring over to the dinner party of your inner world, drop a comment below and say, I'm in with you, D. Grant. Fear is seeing itself out. Love is the only one invited to my inner dinner party. Awesome. I appreciate you. If you want more help in this journey of becoming the best version of yourself, I put a bunch of links and free resources for you below, as well as my contact info, so we can have a conversation about you becoming the best version of you changing your story from the inside and living your wildest dreams. I believe in you. I love you, and I'll see you again soon.